All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the 6-2 Pittsburgh Steelers. You heard that right. The Pittsburgh Steelers are currently 6-2. Russell Wilson making yet another start. Won once again, 20-28, 278 yards, one touchdown, zero interceptions. Uh, I guarantee you, because it was the New York Giants. So Pittsburgh won this evening, 26-18. I guarantee I'm going to hear everything about it, about how, oh my God, it's the Giants. It's the 2-5 Giants, now 2-6 Giants. Congratulations, folks. I was ranting about this earlier today on the channel. I don't remember when winning ugly became bad. I think it was more of a Twitter type of thing in the last couple of seasons, folks. One big issue people had with the Pittsburgh Steelers this season had nothing to do with the roster. It had nothing to do with Russell Wilson, nothing to do with Justin Fields, nothing to do with wide receiver number 2 or lack thereof. A lot of people's concerns with the Pittsburgh Steelers was the second half schedule. And the reason I'm bringing this up before we get into the recap of tonight's game is, well, the Pittsburgh Steelers are 6-2. By the way, the Baltimore Ravens just lost a football game against the Cleveland Browns, so you're still number 1 in the AFC North. The second half schedule was touted as one of the hardest ever. Hardest ever. Well, let me check my notes really quick. The Cleveland Browns, you play them twice in the second half. Not a good team. The Cincinnati Bengals, although I do think Joe Burrow has been absolutely shafted all around, the Bengals are not a good football team. Pittsburgh's on their way to winning this division. I mean, they really are, but at the minimum, playoffs. All right, we'll deal with that when it comes. Sorry to get ahead of yourselves, not trying to jinx Pittsburgh, but as a Packers fan, I'll talk about it. I don't care. I got nothing to jinx. Welcome back to the channel. Obviously, we're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's almost midnight here in Tampa Bay, Florida, so I'll make it quick. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. We post like 3 or 4 Steelers videos every single week, so if you guys are new here, be sure to hit that sub button. But guys, if we try and get this video some way, somehow, to 600 likes for the 6-2 start, folks, that would mean the absolute world to me. Let's look into the nitty-gritty, all right? It's Monday Night Football. It's prime time. And I think Mike Tomlin said this at halftime, like, it's a close game. That's how primetime football games go. I don't want to hear anything. I really don't. And I don't think I'm going to hear anything from Steelers fans, especially considering Jameis Winston, who is still in the NFL, rightfully so. I'm not trying to rag on Jameis here. The Browns just took down the Ravens. There's a reason the saying any given Sunday exists. You can't take anything for granted. And I know if, Pittsburgh, let's say, for hypothetical sake, lost this football game and you're 5-3, it's fine. You're heading into your bye week. Let's get a little bit healthy. Let's regroup. Let's get ready for Washington in 2 weeks. You're 6-2. I don't know what we'll figure this out tomorrow. We'll make another Steelers video tomorrow. I don't know what your playoff projection is, but it's looking good. But if we're talking about the actual Pittsburgh Steelers, what I want to see, actually what I need to see, is a playoff win. So we'll deal with that when it comes. But more importantly, Russell Wilson, QB1, has won back-to-back football games. All right, I get it. It's against the 2 New York football teams. But once again, any given Sunday, Pittsburgh this evening, 6 of 13, third down efficiency, 426 yards. This is important to me. Like, I understand it. There's, like I said in the beginning of this video, for some weird reason, I don't know if it's Twitter, I don't know if it's social media, ugly wins just don't stand the test of time anymore. I just don't get it, because if you watch any Kansas City Chiefs game in the last 2.5 years, there's boatloads of ugly wins. And I would go as far to say as most of the Chiefs wins this season were ugly wins. What you want to do is hit your stride towards playoff time. So long term, we'll deal with that when it comes as far as playoff goes. But 426 total yards of offense is important, in my opinion, because it's something we didn't see when your offensive coordinator was Matt Canada. It's not something you saw when Kenny Pickett was your quarterback. And it's something we continuously see back-to-back weeks with Mr. Russell Wilson, a.k.a. QB1. 20-28, 278 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. He did take 4 sacks. I won't tell you it was a pretty sexy football game, but once again, It's Monday Night Football. Like, tensions are high. I'm going to take a primetime football victory no matter the team any day of the week. Najee Harris continues his domination. The Pittsburgh Steelers ran 31 times for 167 yards, averaging 5.4 yards per carry. Najee Harris at the backbone of it, 19 carries, 114 yards, which is a 6 yards per carry. And Jalen Warren working himself back from injury the last couple of weeks, 4 carries, 46 yards. Nothing too crazy in the receiving game. Russell Wilson was throwing it all around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different receivers. George Pickens led that mark with 4 catches, 74 yards. Van Jefferson, big game, 4 catches, 62 yards. Calvin Austin, absolutely huge game in the receiving department. Calvin Austin had 3 catches for 54 yards and a touchdown. I do just want to say, quick shameless promo. We talked about getting Calvin Austin involved now that Russell Wilson is the solidified QB1 in this, like 2 or 3 days ago. We talked about this on this channel. But more importantly, Calvin Austin had a 73-yard punt return. That is, folks, whether it is field goals, defensive field goals, whether it's Chris Boswell kicking field goals himself, whether it is Calvin Austin in the punt return game, the Pittsburgh Steelers special teams has been A1, absolute money. Let's talk about this defense because we're somehow running out of time here. TJ Watt on a mission, forced fumble, 7 total tackles, most importantly, 2 total sacks. Beanie Bishop with another interception in tonight's game. It was the game-winning interception in Steelers' home territory. Beanie Bishop, rookie. He's a rookie out of WVU. You couldn't have asked for a better production out of Beanie Bishop so far this season. He's been an absolute stud. We'll talk about that as the week goes. Deshaun Elliott, same thing applies, but this was free agency. Phenomenal addition. Phenomenal acquisition. 7 total tackles this evening. Joey Porter Jr. had 8 total tackles. Alex Highsmith, he came back from injury a couple of games ago. He had 2 total sacks. I don't need to tell you guys they had 4 sacks as a team. 1 interception, 1 forced fumble. I don't need to tell you this. The Steelers defense can lead you to the playoffs. We saw this last season. If Russ plays the way he's played in the last 2 games, and the defense has played the way they've played in the last at least a year and a half, well, I have a pretty strong feeling that Pittsburgh, hopefully with a home playoff game, could win a playoff game. That's it. Quick, fast recap. We'll deep dive this tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. Let me know your thoughts from this game, and we'll see you tomorrow or in a day or two.